back, everyone. As always, I am your Professor of Conjuration and Magical Transportation here at Weeping Terrace. I almost forgot where I taught. Isn't that silly? Oh, I betcha one of those blasted students probably casts a sort of memory spell on me. I have a few people that could be suspect. It could be Ebony. I don't know. That student in Avanoche's, Terry. I wonder about that one. I don't know, that Alistair Nightingale seems to be up to no good at times as well, but I don't know, such a good student in class and comes up with creative ways to cast interesting spells that transfer him from one place to another. I just find it so hard to hold anything against him. Oh, what a great guy. What a great lad. Well, anyway, let us get back into our tale as we dive in. Ebony and Ellie, your first class for the day has ended. It was an interesting experience being there for your second week in the Defense Against the Dark Arts. But you guys come out into the hallway where the students seem to be bustling back and forth, rushing their way to their next classes or for their break time, if that's how their schedules worked out for the day. As Professor Inkwood makes their way out of their class, you have a bit of a break in your schedule until your next scheduled class. So as you're standing by your door, locking up the room, finish class, you move into the hallway and you bump into a very foreboding figure barreling down the hallway. It seems that Professor Halifax is in quite a hurry. You see, he has expressed these issues during faculty meetings and in the staff room recently, that he is very disappointed and discouraged about his schedule because it requires him to move from the biology classroom within the castle to make his way to the castle greenhouse that's off campus. And the way his schedule works out is he has to rush back and forth, usually boarding his broom to be able to get to the area where the greenhouse is located. He does not like to have a bunch of students sitting upon the outskirts of the greenhouse, and tries to hurry on his way so that he can make his way to the greenhouse before any of his students arrive. But he bumps into you there in the hallway, and you guys greet each other once again in this strange, awkward moment, as Oleander seems to be moving his way to his next class on his schedule.
I assume it's like, oh, crikey, I didn't see you there, Inky. Sorry about that.
You know, the ceilings are tall enough you could go above people. That's why they were designed like that.
Why? You get terrible cardio working out, running, using magic and brooms and whatnot, going from place to place. Nah, nothing beats the good old legsters. He pats his very exposed thighs. You seem stressed, Enki. Are you having a bad day? Are your students misbehaving in class?
Oh no, actually saw a wonderful display of some rather advanced magic.
That's good.
No, more just wondering if we still had planned for this afternoon to be collaborating again.
Sorry, it's a bit hard to hear you from all the way up here. Well, that was a bit. What? We're collaborating, you said.
Are we still on for this afternoon for the after-school magical plant defense club or whatever it was called
Oh,
Plants
yeah.
versus Zombies or whatever.
Plants versus Zombies. Oh, well, I don't know about any zombies. You'd have to talk to the necromancy professor for that. But the the catapult azaleas are coming on beautifully. No, they'll be more than ready for later.
Okay. Well, I'll be there after class. Hopefully before any students arrive for clubs, so that we can ensure that proper safety protocols are enforced.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Anyway, speaking of proper safety protocols, I better get moving. There's well, I've got a class in. I'm not wearing a watch, but it's soon. Well, I've got a special treat for my class today down at the greenhouses, and probably best to they not be mucking about until I get there. So, as you are, sorry about the old ruffle, and I sort of like, I do my best to like, the giant beast hands like trying to like straighten the bow tie.
It's fine.
Dust.
It's your class.
Right, see you later.
And as you get ready to move off, Professor Halifax, a student, before you can kind of separate yourself from Professor Reef Ankwood, rushes up to you. Her name is Sterling Jewel. She rushes up to you. She is wearing the colors of silver and blue of Physis Nephi. And she rushes up to you. Professor Halifax, before you go, I was supposed to give you this letter. And reaches out and hands you a, what looks to be sealed parchment envelope that has kind of like a wax seal on it as well.
All right, well, thank you. 10 points to Stiffy Nifty there, whatever your...
You watch her go.
That one?
She goes, yes, and then scurries off.
All right, cool.
And you break the seal and open it up. Yeah. As soon as you open up the envelope and unfold it, this springboarding animated plushie of a rattlesnake kind of pops out of it with a blast of like magical confetti and stardust and just covers your entire face. And then the plushy snake is just like resting right over top of your shoulder as you're standing there, just like you are.
I see the headmistress is in a good mood today.
And in the envelope, there is nothing else. That's all that there is.
Well, this has been an enormous waste of time.
You hear a bunch of students in the background like giggling down the hallway.
I go, I just catch the eye of the nearest student. I go, oh, pretty funny joke, eh? Headmistress ain't gonna be so pleased when an actual spring-loaded rattlesnake gets sent in a letter to her. Take off.
These like two kids standing next to you hearing you say that, they're like, and they just rush off down the hallway and terrified looks on their face.
It's not a bad idea, but I could hybridize a rattlesnake with its spring. Interesting. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to warn the headmistress about this.
Excellent. So Professor Halifax heads on off. Question for you all. Ebony and Ellie, you guys see Professor Halifax sprinting by you in the hallway, and you notice that he's trailing some confetti of different colors and sparkling kind of glitter that seems to fall off of his hat as he makes his way by. What is your response to this as you're watching him walk by?
I would initially stop sketching in my notebook a very deep and detailed depiction of Mr. Halifax, close the book, and see the confetti, and then I walk over and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Halifax, sir, if you have a quick moment."
Oh, wait, Yeah, real quick, there's some children that are in danger of being threatened by a hydrangea dial in the greenhouse. So if we can keep it very brief, yes, of course. What is it that I can do for you?
You from saving the world from vegans, but I just wanted to. You have a little thing.
Vegans.
I
Sorry, what?
I'm
Everything went red for a second there.
I want to take the. Actually, I wouldn't have my stick, so I would just try and take out my next best thing. I have an app of wand magic that I will open up, and I will
Nice.
want to try and attempt to cast like fan wind to blow off the rest of the confetti on his face.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Perfect. We're gonna have you make a spell check for us. This is going to be. Let's see. I would say we'll call it flight. As that seems like the best fit for this. So you're gonna make a flight magic check with your additional D4 and any bonuses that you would have. And let me check my difficulty really quick. So this is going to be, oh yeah, one. This spell is only going to be a difficulty 3.
Oh, this is perfect. Okay. That's a 7.
A 7. Yeah, so you succeed. Go ahead and you can narrate it.
So I type in and I was like, wait, hold on, I just gotta pull up the app and get the reception. And then I literally just hold the phone up to his face and just say like disappear and stuff. And there's this big wind that kind of blows and it like quaffs your beard to just come out perfectly clean and it worked before the confetti hit it.
Yes. It seems Ellie has removed the glitter and everything else from your face.
Oh, all right. Well, that's right useful. Thanks. Headmistress is well, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
She probably had a whole bunch of candy for breakfast, as she usually does. So I expect the remainder of the morning to be absolutely filled with all sorts of pranks, and then she will crash and nap for the remainder of the afternoon, and everybody should be able to get on with their business.
That sounds like a typical party where my old college is from. However, I did hear that you and Professor Inkwell were having a gardening club, and my mom said that if I really want to become the talk of a school and become popular and eventually president of the United States, I would probably need to start taking some extracurricular activities. So I was just wondering, maybe you might have another, I don't know, slot for me to join.
Well, yeah, it's a big field. Well, plenty of space.
Oh, nice.
Do you real quick, just because Professor Inkwood did instruct me that I did have to ask this to every student who expressed interest. Do you have a helmet?
I did get this one little crown thing from Burning Man. That could work.
Oh yeah, it's probably fine.
Okay. So
It's more of a suggestion anyway, as far as I'm concerned.
Plus, I never really. This hair has a life of its own, and I am merely living for my hair.
All right, I don't understand any of the words you just said, but I'll see you. I'll see you after school.
So, Professor Halifax, as this is taking place, what do you feel your relationship would be, positive or negative, with Ellie, the student that you're talking to right now?
Yeah, sure, fairly positive.
Go ahead and roll a D20 for me.
Went on there and dusted off my. Oh, hey, 20.
20. Go ahead and roll a second one because we've already had this question.
Snap.
During
Okay,
the show.
all right. That's going to be a 17 this time.
17. This is going to be interesting. Okay. You saw Ellie do something nice for someone without making it about them. What was it?
Please tell me when this happened.
She caught, or Halifax caught the only time this happened, right?
Singular moment that this ever happened.
Yeah, well, I was. It was sort of. It was like. It's pretty late at night. I'm a growing boy and all. I do need. I do need the occasional midnight snack, so sometimes I sneak down to the kitchens late at night just to, quickly just sort of satiate the old hunger with like an entire ham. But yeah, I was down there quite late one night, and I came upon a couple of troublemakers out of bed late at night, sneaking about the castle. Not the castle. That's not where we live. This is a tree house. I do remember that now.
It's a little bit of both. It's all good.
All right, it was this sort of a treehouse castle type of kitchen situation late at night, as you do. And I heard a couple of students out of bed, and I appreciate a good rebel rouser as much as the next teacher, so I of course did not interrupt them. And I did happen to see our dear friend Ellie there. She shared the pilfered bounty of her trip to the kitchens late at night with another student who was not as fortunate at being able to acquire anything for himself. I mostly assumed at the time that it was sort of a bribe type of situation. Sort of, here, I'll give you this cupcake, don't tell on me and I won't tell on you. But, point stands, seem nice.
Bribe. I like everyone. I'm very generous. You can find that in my bio on my LinkedIn page.
Who the hell uses LinkedIn? I know this is a fantasy world, but come on. Let's not be preposterous.
Fantastic. You do see over Ellie's shoulder in the hallway, you do see another student, Ebony. What would your relationship with Ebony be like, Professor?
She disintegrated me best wandering fist shrub. I really like that. It was going to be a prize winner.
So you're pretty bitter about that, right?
Yeah, that bush had a right hook like you wouldn't believe.
I'm gonna forgo the question and just add that to your relationship.
Okay.
Because I think it fits better. Bitter about disintegrating.
It was not going to hit Professor Inkwood that hard. There was no need for disintegration. No, well, yeah, come on. What's a light concussion between friends?
A disintegration spell?
Yeah.
I think one thing. Did I ask the other way around yet about Ellie and Ebony's relationship with Professor Halifax? Okay, let's do that. Ellie, why don't we'll start with you, since you're the one engaging in the conversation. What is your general relationship you feel with Professor Halifax?
Well, it is definitely extremely positive. He gives me that whole like Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth feel, and I think
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 then, and we'll see what question pops up for Ellie in regards to Professor Halifax.
19.
19. Go ahead and roll again, because I think that's tracking to a very dangerous grounds, considering what you just said.
18. This is
18.
Madness.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is kind of okay.
There's no saving this.
But yeah, it's like fate wants this to happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask this, and if we decide that we need to pass on it and do a different one, we will. Okay. When did Ellie realize that she loved Professor Halifax, either romantically or platonically?
I mean, it kind of fits.
Like I said, if we want to just go ahead and
That's
do a
funny.
different question, we can. Or if you guys agree that we can embrace it somehow.
Very
God.
simple, a very simple answer. Upon orientation, when she first came to school, she heard a gallant gallop of a very strong steed kind of come up along the other teachers. And as she turned around, she saw Mr. Halifax galloping himself towards the rest of the and she knew in that moment, this is somebody who I could have pass me through this class.
Wait a minute. Had I transfigured myself into like a horse in this situation?
Just the legs.
Oh, so it's like a centaur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
All right. I suppose.
She was like,
the old polymorph centaur
Yeah.
spell. Yeah,
It's extremely far from my biology class to the greenhouses.
Testing shit out.
So
I needed some extra legs. I don't know what to tell you.
So Ellie to Halifax on my notes. I have galloping in like Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Slash Wolverine. I like it. Fantastic. Ebony, what would your relationship be like towards Professor Halifax?
I don't think she cares. So I guess it's a negative. She has like no opinion. She's not positive or negative. She's like, okay, he has weird plants and they're not really gothic, but that one time when the one that attacked was pretty metal because like I disintegrated it. So he supplied me with that, I guess. I don't know if that's negative or positive. It's pretty neutral.
Yeah, it's pretty neutral. Why don't you go ahead and roll a d20 and we'll see. I've got two different charts and I'll see
Sure.
which one it kind of fits best with how you described. I can use the character you don't know aspect as well.
10.
10. I'm trying to think of how we can make this work. I'm just gonna go ahead and state the question, and then
Okay.
we can describe. We can see if we can make this work.
All right.
How is Professor Halifax putting you both at risk for being kicked out of school?
That's a good one.
Oh boy, pick one.
Putting us both at risk.
Yeah, so it's something that's shared between Professor Halifax and Ebony that would cause them both to get kind of dumped, fired, and expelled.
Maybe yeah, maybe I was over by his greenhouse and it was late at night. I couldn't sleep and I didn't want to stay in the dorms even though we're supposed to. And I was up late at night and I saw him experimenting in similar vein that it went wrong with Professor Inkwood. It went wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost like decapitated him. He had to like step all the way back and I ended up breaking one of the windows to intervene.
Ooh.
And we had to lie about how the window got broken and how there was such a mess that day. We ended up staying up all night cleaning up the mess. And he's like, I won't tell anyone you were out of bed. You don't tell anyone what happened here. We're good.
Yeah, the only thing wrong that happened there was that the window got see a problem with anything else that occurred.
That's great.
Just the window.
It's just
Never mind like the burns and scar marks all over the
No, hey, cost of doing business.
there.
Fantastic. So you share in that moment, Professor Halifax, you do know that you are being held up with this trickery that happened in the hallway. You're constantly bumping into people who want to talk to you, and you're starting to get a little bit antsy.
You all right? So I'm still having a conversation with Ellie. Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm about to talk to my followers.
All right. I don't know what that means. I'm very confused when I have conversations with you. Right. Well, I'm off. I got to get to the greenhouses. The hydrangea dials are going to be really fussy if they miss their feeding today. We've got a fresh shipment of nitrogen fertilizer and a whole bunch of sides of beef for them. So I'm off. I'll see you later.
Fantastic. Oleander makes his way to the greenhouse. Now, the greenhouse is quite a bit off the campus, so there is many areas where you can't just walk. You either have to take a boat, or you have to use your broom to fly through these large trees that seem to just emerge out of the water. It gets dense in some areas, but then near the greenhouse as you approach, you can see that there's kind of an opening, so some of this twilight, if you could say it's natural sunlight, can get into the greenhouse and kind of nourish your plants and the things that you are experimenting on inside. And you're heading your way there. Ellie and Ebony, in the hallway, as Professor Halifax leaves, as he went by, a couple of the students kind of are laughing and giggling, and they come up to you, and one of them was that Sterling Jewel. And Ebony, you know, because you guys are the same age, that Sterling is Simon Kettle's girlfriend.
Ugh. Preps.
Yeah. And she approaches with a couple other students, Cecilia Wolfs from Draconum and Tara Phlox from Avanochis. They're all kind of like giggling and they approach. Did you see that? Did you see all the glitter? Professor Halifax is just so out there. He just doesn't get it. It's so easy.
Yeah, so original. Brilliant.
So
Jameson could have done it way better, just saying.
And you all said that this was not actually the headmistress that did this?
No.
Of course it wasn't.
Not at all. The headmistress probably would have thought of something even better than that, I'm sure. But, you know, we're getting better.
I never thought that, like, you could, like, do a prank on, like, a teacher as a student. And he did kind of seem really kind of caught up by it. Would you all by chance, like, teach me how to do some of that?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Fuck, why am I still here? And I walk away. I'm like, ugh.
And Ebony kind of charges off down the hallway. She just doesn't get it.
Well, you know, sometimes you just have to put yourself out there, you know, and you need to find the right teacher and just kind of stand there and say, I am the one for you. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to say that.
Well, you know, do you ever wonder, like, why Professor Halifax is even here? I mean, he's just not that good at what he does, right? Because, like, these things just keep on causing havoc around here, and, like, Professor Inkwood has to, like, fix all this stuff all the time. Did you ever notice that?
First of all, I'll have you know that he is very, very good at, like, gardening and stuff. He, like, does things with plants that I'm pretty sure nobody else would want to do. Like, when you go to your back garden and you see all those flowers there, somebody has to plant that. So just think about that before sometimes you open your mouth and say things about teachers. Secondly, I think that Professor Inkwell is, like, you know, a very good professor. But that professor wouldn't have a job to do if Professor Halifax didn't do stuff to mess it up that Professor Halifax has to fix.
It looks like everything you just said confused her. she's trying to like piece it all together in her head.
Oh, I almost was there for that. That's a good one.
Okay, whatever. But like, I'm just saying. I mean, I know he is kind of good looking and kind of dreamy, but It's just
Uh-oh.
Kind of good looking.
Uh-oh.
okay. So he's really good looking. Okay.
Stay in your lane, honey. Stay in your lane.
Oh, I did not know that the professor was spoken for. I'm sorry.
I would have you know that me, the Woodstock of the Woodstocks, you know the Woodstocks, the big festival, my dad actually shook hands with Jimi Hendrix, like picture or something. I'm not sure. He told me in the story when I was younger. But I am of the Woodstocks, and if I'm going to be somebody powerful, I need somebody who can turn into a literal centaur to make me popular. I'm becoming president very soon.
Cecilia Wolfs turns to Sterling Jewel and kind of like, Woodstock, wasn't that like the one that Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera headlined or
I think
something?
No, I think you're thinking of like the first National Congress or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
like they were like in Hamilton or something like that.
Oh god. That's painful. Oh god. So glad I walked away. Oof.
Okay, fine, whatever. And like, Sterling kind of comes up to you, Ellie, and it's like, she leans in a little bit closer. She's like, look, we're just trying to keep you safe, okay? Here, why don't you take this? And she holds out this, like, it looks like a playing card of some sort, like a business card, and she hands it to you.
Oh, does this like?
It is
I like swipe it into my phone.
it is completely flat black. There's nothing on it.
Is this like a credit card or something?
Maybe you can use your app later. Anyway, talk to you later. And they all kind of turn around and start walking down the hallway.
Oh, I hate them.
Is there some sort of magic that
As they're walking away, one of them's like, oh man, I need to start listening to Christina Aguilera again.
Christina Aguilera International? That's gonna be great. Is there some sort of magic I can cast to figure out what does this card do? Something or is something?
Sure.
It's a Hot Topic loyalty card.
That's it. Yeah.
That's mine, actually.
Ebony comes up and like, oh, I have one just like it. Well, before that happens, yes, you can. But before that happens, Professor Inkwood, you overheard a bit of this conversation being in the hallway. And you've heard some of the discouraging things they were saying about Professor Halifax and kind of being, you know, I guess both the most attractive professor in the school and also the fact that he couldn't be trusted. Why is he even here kind of deal?
He's hot, but why is he here?
Yeah. What is
That was like
purpose?
hot.
So I wanted to ask you, give you an opportunity, what Professor Inkwood would do to respond to that, or if anything at all.
I mean, kids will be kids. They have stupid opinions and they don't go to school, and I kind of agree with them on that.
Kids will be kids. They're right, but kids will be kids.
Teacher's life in a nutshell there.
That's it. All right.
I
So
wouldn't intervene.
okay, yeah. So Ebony kind of sees you holding this black card. And you want to go ahead and are you trying to cast like a spell on it right here in the hallway?
Like identify or something like that.
Sure. This one's gonna be like I would say it's kind of like revealing magical secrets. I think that spell is considered a...
Brains?
It might be, yes. Finding hidden things is, and decoding magical messages is brains. So you're going to make a brains magic check with the additional D4 and then any other benefits. This one is going to be a difficulty of.
Roll this real quick.
See, that's boom. This one's going to be a difficulty of 5.
Okie dokie. Well, let's hope that my actual stat is at least a 1. Oh my god, it is 5.
5. It's a 5. All right. So you succeed, and what you see is a magically almost animated holographic image on the card of a female humanoid individual. Arms kind of outstretched with long black claws kind of wiggling like this. She has the head and the lower half of a snake, but the body of a woman.
Oh.
And she just goes like this towards you. And then as your magic kind of lifts from it, the holographic image just seems to just fade back into the flat black of the card.
Hey, Ebony. This thing's like, very Queen of the Damned, and
Let me
like,
see it.
Yep, you get the card. It looks like a flat black card on both sides. Looks like business card size. Nothing extraordinary.
It's definitely not Hot Topic loyalty.
But when you cast the identify on it, it does this creature, not yet a woman, not yet a girl, kind of snaky thing. It's all very kind of not my aesthetic.
All right.
Thanks. Do you know what it's for, or is it an exclusive club? Do you think
Do I know?
Go ahead and make a.
History check.
History check.
I think this is going to be brains, but it's going to be a stat-based check. So it's whatever your stat is, you'll get to add that bonus, and you don't get a bonus die for that.
No, it's not gonna be anything. We'll see.
The difficulty on this is going to be very difficult. It's going to be probably at least 14.
Oh, then it's impossible because I'm dumb.
Well, it's not impossible because you do have adversity tokens. So you can use adversity tokens to add a +1 to any check that you make.
It's still impossible.
Still impossible.
Still impossible. I'm on a D4 for brains. Thank you. I don't care.
And you have exploding dice. So if you roll a 4, you can roll it again. And it can explode as many times as necessary to meet or beat the difficulty threshold.
Well, yeah, it was a 2. So.
2. Yeah, you never heard of this sort of thing before.
I have no idea.
Ebony.
I forgot to mention too, because I completely forgot about this mechanical benefit, but every time that I succeed in a check, a magic check, I can give a attribute token to any fellow player that I choose.
Awesome. Very cool.
So I'll just give that last one to Ebony.
All right, so Ebony, you get a adversity token that you can add to your character sheet. And the way that adversity tokens work, we haven't gotten a chance to describe this mechanic, is they help you on checks. If it is a planned kind of check, where you guys are all kind of planning something out together, you can use your own tokens to benefit someone else's rolls as well. If you fail at a check, you automatically gain an adversity token. So that check you just made, also Ebony, you can add another adversity token to your character because of that.
It's because I failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still a positive benefit even when you fail in this game. Yes.
Interesting.
And you can use it somewhere else in some other check.
All right.
Professor Inkwood, you've been watching carefully this whole time, and you can clearly see them talking and doing this. Oh, I think Christy might have one as a prop. there it is.
Hell yeah, hot
There
topic!
it is.
Was I able to see the holograph?
I would say you
I
probably
wouldn't.
weren't able to see it, but you heard Ellie describe it.
Do I know anything about this?
How long have you been a professor at Weeping Terrace, would you say?
Maybe 7 years, and I was a student here as well.
Okay, so you went all the way up through the grades? Okay.
And then I had about a 10-year gap where I went off and did my own thing, and then I came back.
Let's do this. Let's do a brains check for you as well, but it's going to be easier for you because of your experience. So the difficulty on this is going to be an 8 for you.
I got that is a 12 plus 1 is 13.
Excellent. What Ellie you believe it is describing is the symbol of the Vipress, which was a fifth house here at Weeping Terrace. And then there was a lot of controversy that happened way back when you were basically an underclassman. And they disbanded that house. A lot of people got expelled and removed from the school. You're not sure why. And they took anyone who they found that was in that house that wasn't associated with any of the wrongdoings, they just blended them in with the other houses.
Give me 1 second to think.
I mean, it's just a black card, Ellie. I don't know what you want me to do with this.
I'll just take it back. I'm pretty sure Daddy might need another extra buying card or so.
Yeah, it's nothing to me. It's not even a loyalty card. I'm not interested.
As the card is being handed back, my hand is on Ellie's shoulder. And you hear, beware the snake that steals your mind. For magic lost cannot we find.
Oh my god, that is totally going to be my next Facebook status.
I almost liked it until you said that. Ellie, why are you gonna ruin it?
I mean, it was said to my ethereal self, and I'm trying to better myself because, you know, hashtag YOLO.
Hashtag.
Now, Professor
No.
Inkwood. Professor Inkwood, did you do that like telepathically to Ellie, or was that something that you spoke out loud?
Oh no, it was out loud. I don't have the ability
Gotcha.
to. I can talk telepathically to animals, but that's it.
Okay, gotcha. Excellent. So as this is taking place, Professor Halifax, you have made your way to the greenhouse. And as you approach the greenhouse, you do realize that you were lucky enough to beat all your other students here. You're the first one to arrive at the greenhouse, ready for your lab that you have planned for today. I'm not really sure what Professor Halifax has planned for today. I think his lesson plans would change in a split second. It might even change on the broom ride on his way here. And as you approach the greenhouse, preparing to unlock the door, which you have magically locked, you hear crashing and shattering noises coming from beyond the door. But the frosted glass seems to make it difficult for you to see through the interior. There is someone or something inside the greenhouse.
Huh. Familiars work in this universe?
How to what?
Familiars, how do they work? I had to put it on my character sheet.
Just tell me what your familiar does.
Alright, so I go like, Bertram! And,
describe Bertram for us?
Oh, Bertram's a koala that wears a three-piece suit.
Yes. Comes out. I don't know how koalas sound, so I'm just gonna make it go.
That's a monkey.
Bertram, 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 you're a monkey now. It's bizarre.
Oh, so good.
Just shakes
20
his head.
20 years I've had this familiar. He's never turned into a monkey before. This is the first time. All right. Bertram, you go around the back. Something's going on in the greenhouse. Let's hope the least of our worries is that it's one of the crocodranges got out of control. No, what did I call them before? Hydrangea dials. Crocodranges was better. I should have used that. Dang it.
Missed opportunity.
We can change it. We can modify it.
No, they're two different things.
They're two
Yeah,
different
they're two
things.
different things.
It is, yeah.
And they really
All
don't
right.
like each other.
So I'll send Bertram around that way, and I'm gonna go and move over to unlock the door to the greenhouse. And I yell out, "Fee fi fo fum, ready or not, here I come. Don't mess with my stuff, or I'm gonna beat you up." And I get ready to unlock the door.
Okay, go ahead and you're gonna make a check to unlock the door because it's your own spell. What I'm gonna say is you don't technically need to make a check. You could just say like you could just dispel it because it's your own magic. So basically, like concentrating on it, like you could just say my spell's gone. And you unlock the door. Are you waiting for word from Bertram, or are you just gonna go ahead and open it?
Just I'm unlocking and I proceed to kick the door in.
Okay, excellent.
And then I go, oh, balls, I forgot that door opens outward. Okay, I can fix that. I can fix that later.
As there's now a hole in the frosted glass near the bottom of the door.
Luckily, I have magic. I can fix this. But I will rush inside and see what's going on.
Okay, as you rush inside the greenhouse, your heart drops and you struggle to catch your breath as you see an enormous creature thrashing about upon the large, long table inside the greenhouse. The creature appears to be that of a large python, about 12 to 15 foot in length. But its head, as it turns around to face you, is shaped in that of a Venus flytrap with these massive spiked maw in the front of it. And as it opens its mouth towards you, you can see this like light pink reflection inside the flowery exterior as it begins to kind of lunge towards you at the doorway. And that is where we're going to end this episode of Kids on Brooms.